So we start here in my hallway. It's a sort of weird shaped hallway, a little bit sort of zigzaggy. But here in the hallway, the first door you come to is a study. I'm not going to go in there because it's just full of boxes. That was my ex-husband's office. And on the other side, we have, which you'll have seen in another video, is my very Pinterest famous downstairs toilet. So if you want the full tour of this room, then you will find that video on my channel. That's just the little downstairs loo. Then next door is just a little cupboard. It's just got coat hooks in it and things. And then we go through to the kitchen and diner. So when we first bought the house, this kitchen wasn't as big. We actually built an extension. So the kitchen actually finished where that bit of wall juts out. And we then built an extension to extend the room. So we've got a kitchen island here. Kitchen's from Howden's. I can't remember what colour it's called. Oh, I think it's called slate grey or something. But it's actually more of a greeny colour. But I really, really love it. So basically we got to choose all the kitchen. The house had nothing in it at all. It was just a completely empty concrete room. And over there by where the fridge was just a single door to go outside. So yeah, we built an extension so that we could fit in this lovely island with a slight jut out so that you can have a little breakfast bar stool. And the worktops are like a fake marble, but they're just like a melamine, but it's really hard wearing, cleans really, really well, doesn't mark, so it was a really, really good choice. And tiles wise, we had these white subway tiles with white grout, and we've got upper cupboards and lower cupboards. And then one of my favourite ideas, which I found on Pinterest, was to carry the tiles on behind the cooker and then add a sheet of glass to protect the tiles and the grout, but you can see the white tiles through. And my builder didn't trust me, said no, that's going to look stupid, and ye of little faith. But yeah, we've got a glass and stainless steel extractor which ties in with a glass splashback, a glass ceramic hob, oven down the bottom, more drawers. Then the island is just a 2 cupboard island, nothing too exciting. We didn't go for a wine rack or anything on the end. And above it sits a 3 pendant hanging light, which I actually got off eBay, but it's actually John Lewis. Over there on the other wall, I've got a couple of notice boards, one glass and one corkboard that I can just put pictures on and things. And then yeah, on my island, it's just a little collection of vases, some baby's breath. The stool is actually a DIY that I did myself. I will link it in the description box. It's on the blog. It's actually an IKEA hack. This is the view of the kitchen from the other side. And in this little alcove sits a fridge freezer, and we found a narrow bin which was the perfect size to just slot in next to it. Flooring runs throughout. It is this, I think it's called Arctic White. It was from Homebase, it's now discontinued, and it was actually discontinued just after we bought it, so it was a good job that we got it when we did. So into the extension, we've got a beam that runs over the top. Obviously that's where the RSJ is in when they built the extension, and we actually lived with plain concrete floor for a while because we wanted the floorboards to run the whole way through the extension. So we didn't actually lay the floor in the house until the extension was built, which was quite a few months after we moved in. The extension has French doors at the end, and in the original house these French doors actually lived here. So the French doors were in the living room and they looked out onto, this was a patio area, so it looked out onto this with a back door just here. So you would have walked out of a back door here onto your patio, and those big double French doors were here, and you could come out your living room onto your patio. But we decided to take them out of there, fill that in, build an extension and reuse the doors in the end of the extension. And we spent a little bit more money and went for a vaulted ceiling with the most amazing skylight in it. And it was worth the extra money because this space just feels massive. So we've got a dining table here in the centre. And as you can see, this roof is a lot higher up there where it's vaulted. Got my pom-poms left from when I threw Eddie's birthday party. And up there is also a spotlight light, so that's what lights the extension. Or the dining room, so this is the dining room. And yeah, it's a beautiful big light space. This is where I used to take my photos. And in here we've got this unit here, which was made at the theatre where I used to work. And it's full of crates, a vintage lamp, and very country style dining table, which I'm selling because it's not really my cup of tea anymore. Over in this corner we've got the keyring holder, which you saw in my last video, and down here is my little bar area. When I move I'm going to get myself a bar cart, but for now I've just got some different glasses and some different gins just sat on my little mirrored cube. And then out through the double doors is the garden. It's a beautiful sunny day today. So we've got patio area with some patio furniture. Around there is where the barbecue was. The tree, which is massive, and we actually had a lot of it chopped off. Okay, and then out of the kitchen you come out and round a little hallway area. It looks a little bit messy at the moment because it's full of boxes, but my golden marble IKEA hack, which is from my video, if you haven't seen it then do check it out, actually lives here in the hallway. I moved it after filming the video, and it has a little shoe rack underneath. And then yeah, let's ignore all of those boxes. But we go through a doorway here into my living room. So when we originally bought the house, these are now double doors at the bottom. That was just a window. And here on this long wall, as I said, were the double doors which are now on the extension. And we just didn't like the way it was, so as I said, we filled it in. So now we've got a flat wall with a shelf on it, my TV unit. Over here we've got a little reading nook with a little armchair. And yeah, behind these white curtains are double French doors which lead out to the garden. Over here we have the boys in their bed, which is squeezed in between some storage, another marble table. It was a set of two, my beautiful feather light. And then over here is my corner sofa, coffee table, rug, and shelving unit in the bottom. And then we leave the living room. So one of my favourite things about this house when we bought it was the staircase. I'd lived in Victorian terraces before with very, very narrow staircases which ran up one side of the house. This house has the most amazing double staircase, so it goes up to a small little landing and then up again. And even when this house wasn't finished, it was such a light, beautiful space, and it sold the house to me really. So we chose all the carpets in the house as well. I chose this grey colour, decided to go for grey instead of beige, just to tie in with all decor items. The top of the stairs, I've got these planters with one real plant, one fake plant. It's a huge big window here which just puts so much light onto the staircase. And then up at the top we have this amazing caged light which just hangs down into the staircase, and I love it. We're actually leaving the light behind. The people who've bought the house actually bought the light off us. So upstairs there are 3 bedrooms. So the spare room, as it were, I'm afraid currently looks like this. This is the entire contents of the loft is now in the spare room. But I will link a blog post which has some pictures of what the spare room did look like if you guys did want to see it. Then through here is my office, which again there is a full video tour of my office, which I will, again, you'll find a link at the top now if you want to watch the whole video tour of my office, which goes into it in a bit more depth, including my pink wall, which I film in front of. Who knows what I'm going to film in front of now. So we've got an airing cupboard there, and then this is the bathroom. Again, there is a tour video of the bathroom if you want to watch it in more depth. But again, this room was completely plain, so I chose the flooring, the tiles, and it's one of my favourite rooms in the house. It's so light and airy, and I also like the fact that it has a bath and a shower, which is just very posh. And then from the bathroom we come into the bedroom. So this has been on my Instagram quite a bit. There is a blog post which is a room tour, but actually it's quite old that now, and I've got different bedding now which I get asked about all the time, and it's sold out, so I can never link it, which is so annoying. But yes, I've got a double bed, which is one of those beds that lifts up and has all storage inside. Grey carpet carries on in here. There's also a fly. Bedside tables, some prints above the bed. Then over in this corner I've got my dressing table, which is actually an IKEA desk. The little stool that was another DIY. And then over on this wall we have my first venture into wallpaper. So this is the first time that I ever wallpapered. I did it all myself, and I absolutely love this wallpaper. I'm a little bit sad to leave it behind. So over on that wall I've got another Malum chest of drawers, and on top of there is some of my headbands, hair scarves and my jewellery. You've seen a lot of this in my jewellery tour video, which I'll link for you. On this side of the room is where my wardrobes are. So I used to share these. Obviously now I have both myself. Hey! So yeah, double wardrobes. Most of my clothes are in there. On this end is a smaller, thinner Malum. In there is a mixture of my jewellery, my swimwear, my underwear and my gym clothes. Then through this door is the ensuite. So in here is just a little shower. So again, this was completely empty, so we got to choose the tiles and the flooring. And then I painted the wall colour after we'd moved in. So we went for grey grout in here which was a choice by me, and the floor was a choice by me because this is where I like to dye and tone my hair pink, and the idea was that the grey grout wouldn't show any of the pink hair dye. Sometimes grout can turn pink if you use toners in the shower. In here we just got some stuff on the walls, little towel rack, some pictures of Eddie and Gus. Colour scheme in here is pink and grey. Flooring is just a marble lino.